Hey guys, Eric at SideQuest Comics, and today it's a Sunday. Happy Sunday, guys, and I am at the Kenosha Comics and Collectible Show. Now, this may be the last one for the year for me. This is kind of my fall edition of this, but I am here to look for some comics. Don't know how much because we did just get done with a big con, but I got my bag, I got my comic box inside, so let's head inside the hotel at the DoubleTree and see what we can find at the dealer booths. Okay guys, all set with the Kenosha Comic and Collectible Show for this Sunday. I ended up getting more than I thought. I was just going to pop in and grab a couple things, but I ended up filling up my bag. So we'll head home and I'll show you some of the stuff that I picked up. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that footage of me walking around the Kenosha Comic and Collectible Show and finding a big stack. So, yeah, it's a little bit big. So let's go ahead and we'll go down and I'll dive into this big old stack and we'll go over what I found at the show. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump right into this stack here. There's quite a bit to cover from the Kenosha Comic and Collectible Show. So let's jump right into the freebie comics that they always have at the front booth. And I found some other just grabby ones at one of the booths. And we're going to start with this one right here. And it's Tales of the Green Lantern. This is by Tangent Comics. It's actually Tangent Comics Tales of the Green Lantern. Number one, it's only a one shot, and it came out in 1998. So this one's going way back there, and I know the Tangent Comics title. They had a couple other things out that they did as part of the Earth 9 universe. I think they did like Doom Patrol, and there's some other ones, like three other ones. But this is Mike Mayhew that did the art on this one. And I think this is actually kind of leading up to what just came out, which was the Green Lantern Dark, part of the Elseworld storylines that DC's been doing recently. Pretty cool artwork. I think this is the same character that's in that. I will have to read this and compare that. I can't remember if they even say the name of the character in the Green Lantern Dark. So I like this art. It's Green Lantern, something different. That's why I picked it up. It was free also. Can't go wrong with a free comic. So that was that one. Next up, I'm always trying to get these. I think I'm down to 9 left for this series, just above 20. So, like, I think I need 18 and then a couple in the 20s. But this is one that I've been trying to get. This is Strike Force More, I'm going to say, because me trying to say that, I'm going to butcher it, guys. But this is number 13, came out in 1987 by Peter Gill. So, yeah, I just have a couple more left. Pretty cool cover. I like the art on this. This is an excellent story. I can't say enough how much you guys got to check this out if you see it, especially if you see number one. At least get number one and see if you like it. It's very different from anything else that Marvel was doing at that time in the late 80s. So, Strike Force number 13, very cool. And then next up, we have a Random Silver Surfer Volume 3 that I need. This one is number 115. They went up to 146 with this volume. I think I have as high as 126. I have a lot of holes from like 80 on up. And part of it's because this one, number 115, came out in 1996, and they can be really hard to find. Now, I know Ron Lim worked on a lot of them for a long time. I don't think this is Ron Lim. It kind of looks like him. Let's see. I'm going to flip through and I can tell. No, this isn't Ron Lim. But yeah, this was a long series. And I do want to finish the series. The other ones I've been working on, I'm probably going to start working on the original one. Just because I've gotten a couple big books from that series. And I already had some that I got from my father. So, yeah, this is Silver Surfer 115. And the last couple that I got off of freebies is this. I didn't even know this existed. Subspecies number 1. I think this is actually volume 2. I don't remember volume 1 either. This is number 1, and I also got number 2. There's 3 issues total. Came out in 2018 by Danger Zone. I don't know anything about Danger Zone Comic Company, but it is in a partnership with Full Moon Pictures, which was the 90s movie, very low budget movie studio that put out this IP, and they did, I think, Demonic Toys. They did Puppet Master, a lot of very B movies, but a lot of fun movies. So yeah, and this was one of my favorites. It's vampires, of course. So I will have to see if I can find number 3. Might be a little bit of a journey to find that one, but we'll see. So that was Subspecies 1 and 2. Okay, now we're going to get into some of the other books that I got. Now, I did some digging, but I kind of was really good about controlling myself, and I was looking for bargain deals. So this is a series that Mr. Akins turned me on to. It is Doomsday Plus One, and this came out in 1978. This is number 8. I need one more for the series. I need number 9. I think it went 12 issues total. They had a little bit of a break in there, and they did reprint some of them, which was kind of weird. But this was early John Byrne. Yes, I said John Byrne for you John Byrne fans out there. And yeah, it's kind of neat. It's by Charlton Comics. Neat to see early John Byrne, kind of see his style back then, and kind of recognize it. So kind of neat one to pick up. These are usually, I paid $2. I don't think they're very expensive if you can find them, that is. So yeah, Doomsday #1, #8. Okay, these next two are one of my little quests that I've been doing, and this is Daredevil 236. Now, 236 came out in 1986. I'm not a Daredevil fan, but why did I get this? Because it is a 25th anniversary cover. I've been trying to get all of them. There's 30 original ones that came out in 1986. This was one that I needed. It's got a little bit of a smudge there, so I'm going to keep looking for another nicer copy of this one. But this art was by Barry Windsor Smith, which is pretty cool. And I think it was actually inked by Bill Sienkiewicz, which is, I didn't know. I had to actually look up who did the art, and his name popped up there. So, yeah, this one was a cool one to get. And then I also got this one, Web of Spider-Man #20, also an anniversary cover. 1986, this one came out. But the art on this one, which I think is cool, is Mark Silverstreet. So early in his career, he was doing a lot of Marvel books, nothing way before he got onto Uncanny X-Men, and then eventually into Image and did stuff with Witchblade and all that. So this one has eluded me a couple times. I've seen it in dollar bins, and I think I passed it once because it was ripped or something like that. And another time I just flat out missed it, and somebody else found it and grabbed it, and I saw it, and I was like, ooh, I want to kick you in the shins and steal it. But that's okay. So yeah, I am getting there with this one. I think I'm just over halfway. Out of the 30, I think I maybe need 10. I can't remember. I have to double check. I have these sitting in a box somewhere, so I have to see which ones I have and which ones I miss. I need to start a list is what it is. So yeah, those were pretty cool to add to that anniversary collection. Okay, next up, I have some more bargain comics. I was really getting the bargain comics today. This one I only paid a couple bucks for. I took it out of the bag so you guys can see it better. I just love this cover. It kind of made me chuckle. But Secrets of the Haunted House #20. This one came out in 1979. I think I only have one other one of this. It's like a vampire one, but I really liked the artwork in this. It's what jumped out to me. It's very cool cover for a couple bucks. And then next up, I got this one, which was the last one I needed for this series, Werewolf by Night. Volume 2 came out in 1997. And this is #1. It was a 6-issue limited series. This was the last one I needed. It was part of Strange Tales. They were doing a lot of darker stuff at this time. But what's cool about this is you see the art style is very watercolor looking. A lot of times the art's what grabs me. The inside is very dark looking, which is kind of, it fitting for the character. And then I thought this was neat on the back. So there's a poster. So if, I know there's like clear backing boards out there. I would like to get that, some of those, and this would be one that I put in there. So yeah, this was only a couple bucks, along with House of Secrets of Haunted House. And then I found a bunch in some dollar bins, guys. There was a dealer there that had some dollar bins. And the first one I found here is Doctor Strange Fate #1. It's a one-off, only one issue. It's part of the Alma Gam mashup of DC and Marvel. This one, I think DC gets the credit because the character is Dr. Fate, and then they mixed them with Doctor Strange. This came out in 1996, and yeah, not bad for a dollar bin. And then on top of it, I found this one. So I've been kind of chasing these down. I have a couple of them. I don't know which ones I'm missing, actually. I have to see if I can look them up under that title, the mashup title, and see if I can find which ones are all there. But this is Speed Demon from 1996. So this came out a little bit earlier than the last one. Once again, another one-shot, one and done. This one, I think Marvel gets the credit for because they're mixing Ghost Rider with Flash is what's going on here. So this one definitely a cover buy. That looked like a Green Lantern. I know there's a couple out there that I really, really want to find, like the Iron Lantern. that's one I saw once on a like whatnot sale, and I was like, oh man, I want to get that one really bad. So yeah, like I said, I need to look up, see which ones are out there still that I need. But very cool, weird mashup, alternative universe books to get. Continuing with dollar books, I found one that I needed for the volume 2 run, and this is Green Lantern 150. So this came out in 1982. Very cool cover. I think it's a little bit thicker than the normal. Yeah, it's double sized, like it says. They used to say that all the time on the comics, but very cool. This one is written by Marv Wolfman, who did a lot of 70s books that I liked, like uh, Tomb of Dracula. He did a lot of monster books in the 70s, but not bad for a dollar book. Very cool. I'm still, these ones I'm not actively like going after. There's so many in this volume 2. Uh, Most of the 60s Green Lanterns are in this volume, so they can be kind of pricey. So I'm not super rushing on these. I'm still working on volume 3, which was the 80s, 90s run. So yeah, when I see them though, especially for a dollar, I'm going to pick them up. And then I picked up this one. I saw this one at the Fan Expo a couple months ago back in August, and I wanted to get it, and I ended up putting it back because I had a big stack. But this is Ghost number 108, and 108 came out in 1981. Now, the reason I wanted to get this so bad, I mean, it's a cool cover, right? Look at the moon, looks actually like a pumpkin. I think you guys can see that. But this is Joe Kubert artwork. I think in the 80s, when the 80s started, he was still doing some work for DC, but a lot of the titles that he worked on, like Tarzan, Sergeant Rock, and stuff like that, they were getting discontinued. So a lot of I think this was at the time that he started his art school too. So he kind of, I think, went to focus on that more than actually working on books. I mean, yeah, he still did stuff like with his kids, his two boys, Adam and Andy, but you saw less and less of his work that he did. So very cool. I love this series, Ghost. Between this one and Witching Hour, I have a lot to get still. I love the covers in those series. So yeah, not bad for another dollar book. And then finally, the last one that I found for a dollar, and I got it just because it's a Joker cover. This one's pretty beat up, but it's the Joker Volume 1, number 4. It does say co-starring Green Arrow. There he is. He's down there, and yeah, this almost reminds me of the Spider-Man issue where Gwen died. But and then I kind of like that the damsel in dress is in red. They always say that that's the ladies in red dresses or red are kind of like the stereotypical victim. But this came out in 1975, and I got it mainly because, like I said, the cover. But it's Ernie Chan who did this, who's known for working on Conan, Ghost Rider, a lot of the other 70s series that I really like that are horror based. So very cool. For a dollar, I'll pick it up and read it. It should be fun read. This is like early Joker, when classic Joker, really. So very cool for a dollar. Okay, next up, I got a lot of DC, it seems like, but this is a series that I came across at a was it Half Price Books, I think, maybe, or Second and Charles, or something like that. They had a bunch of this Hanna-Barbera Future Quest. That's something that was through DC Comics at the time. And what's cool about Future Quest is that it's kind of a mashup of all the old Hanna-Barbera characters, being like Space Ghost, Birdman, Johnny Quest. This is, I think, Young Frankenstein or something like that on there. A lot of those characters they mashed up and they made a team out of them and told a 12 issue story. Now this one is number 11, so I need one more for the whole series. I know they had some annuals and stuff like that, and I might have found one, but I'm okay with just getting the series and checking it out. So far I've read a couple issues and I really liked it. It's something very different and true to the cartoon Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters. So very cool series. One more to go for that one. And then this series I've been trying to find forever because I found number 3 at a flea market and there was nothing else there. And I know number 1's a big book because it's the first appearance of the Inhumanoids in comics. Now, if you guys don't know what the Humanoids are, they were a 80s toy line. Now, the comic came out in 1987, so I think it came out at about the same time. It was a very short-lived toy line. I have to look up I don't remember if it was Kenner or Mattel or something like that. But yeah, they had these big like Cthulhu-esque creatures in it. Very cool toys, really. But yeah, they had a 4-issue series kind of to go along with the toy series. But I found not only one, but I found number 2, and these were put out by Star Comics, part of Marvel, for their kids line. But I don't know if these creatures really look kid friendly, especially this guy. I can't remember his name. Something like decomposing or something to that effect, Not very kid friendly, but very cool, needless to say. The artwork in these is, typical for the Star Comics toy lines, stuff that they did. But I just need to find the very last one now. I don't think that one will be much. I know number 1 was because it was the first appearance. So very cool to have these. Then the last thing I got, guys, was this. It's a whole set of Volume 4 Aquaman. So there was 13 issues for this. It came out between 91 and 92. And yeah, I got the whole set. Now, let me open this up and I'll show you guys the covers. Okay, guys, so here's number 1. I don't know if you guys saw on there, it said $20 for the set. I ended up talking the guy down to 15. So I think $15 for all 13 issues of this series is pretty good. I've seen this series a lot in bargain bins and stuff like that, but to find it all together is a plus. And I mean, they're mid-grade. They're okay. They're not too bad, but there's number 1. Here's number 2. And I'll just run through these guys so you can see the covers. Here's Aquaman fighting a shark. That's kind of cool. And this looks like classic Aquaman, with this classic costume and the blonde flowing hair. Now, this one, when I first saw this, I just kind of saw this part, and I was like, what's he fighting? Namor, the Submariner? I was like, holy cow, that's a crossover. So, yeah, number 4. And then we got number 5 here. There's number 6. Let me pull these guys so they don't fall. I'm going to make some room and continue with number 7. Number 8. Number 9. 10. Art, I think, changed here. 11. 12. The guy I thought was Namor again. And number 13, the last one in the series. So, yeah, this was one that I've been trying to get for a while. I think there's like a series 2 or 3 that I'm trying to get. I think it's 3. It was only like 6 issues or something. I have like 1 or 2 that are really beat up. So, yeah, very cool. When I love finding sets, and when they're that cheap, I'm definitely going to pick them up. I ended up getting another set it was Wolverine and Kitty Pryde that I sent to my buddy Bruce at Up North Comics. So, but yeah, Aquaman, full set there. So let's go ahead and I'll put these back in order and we'll go up and I'll close out with you guys. Well, there you go, guys. There is my little haul. Maybe not so little, from the Out and About Kenosha Comics and Collectible Show. I've been actually trying to get this one done for a while. The video I've had for a while, and it just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. And sadly, this is probably going to be the last Kenosha comic show for, by these promoters for till I think February. Actually, they were supposed to do something in November, this month that I'm publishing this, actually. And for some reasons, I guess there was a reservation already with like a wedding party or something like that. So I guess timing, something didn't work out. So they had to basically just not do their last one for the year. But there's plenty of other small shows out there that I can find some cool deals on some cool books like this at. So yeah, this one, like I said, it did get pushed back a little bit with all the other stuff. This is actually technically my fall Out and About at the Kenosha Comic and Collectible Show. But I hope you enjoyed these books that I showed off. I always like going to this show and smaller shows in general because you always find the discount bins. You usually find the dollar bins, and then there's still some big collectible books to get for your collection that are grails, or maybe something that you've been looking for a while. Like I think the last time I went to this, they had a big old bunch of old 70s magazines that I just fell in love with and gushed all over. But that's all I got for this haul video for you guys today. If you like this kind of content, please give me a like, a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And consider subscribing to the channel. And while you're at it, give me a comic. Let me know what you guys thought of these comics that I found there. Are these ones that you are trying to find for your runs? And while you're at it, head over to Instagram. Give me a like and a follow there. There's plenty of different posts there to like that I post maybe 3 times a week, something like that, whether it's Mutant Monday, Friday 1st, or even Saturday sets. I did just get done with October, posting every day a spooky cover. So go check those out on Instagram. Well, guys, that's it for today for this haul video. And while you're at your next local small comic show, happy questing, and we'll talk to you next time, guys.